Yeah, hi everyone. This is Stephen, Brandy, and Cassie. And
I
we're here at the American Irish Gift Shop. Technically, we're in our house though. We had a big discussion about the kitchen in the background, but we always do it here. So you guys know our kitchen. It's like you're having a cup of coffee with us in the morning.
Cassie is so professional because she has her like logo in the
Look at
background.
that. We are amateurs. That's okay. It's cozy, right, Stephen? Cheers with your coffee.
Everybody
Cheers.
knows this kitchen at this stage.
Cheers. Oops, watch yourself. Now, yeah, so we're here with Kassie Beach. She is the founder of Wild Beach Apiary, and she is actually the person we get our honey from to sell in our shop. Stephen, you want to, these cute little jars, and yep, it kind of got busted up when we were at our last event, so it still tastes just as good inside, let me tell you. So and she also has, well, she hand makes scouring pads for us in her shop, and let me tell you, we have been using them for years and they are amazing. Like, we always have one at our sink.
In the
So
tricolor, of course.
yes, the tricolor, the Irish flag. Special request.
Green for the Catholics, orange for the Protestants, white for peace.
True story.
True story.
Yes. Didn't even know
didn't
you,
know that.
you were making that, did you, Cassie?
You're a peacemaker.
Literally. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Okay, well, we are here with Cassie because this is our officially our second Meet the Makers. So we are interviewing
About 14 months later.
yep, we do about one every year.
Looks like it.
Maybe we'll start doing them a bit faster, but people are busy. And anyways, Cassie has taken out some of her precious time to speak with us and with you, and to tell you about a little bit about her company, Wild Beach Apiary, and what it's all about. So first, Cassie, let me ask you a couple of questions about yourself before we get down to business with the bees, okay?
Sure.
So yeah, you are actually not living in Ireland.
No.
Maybe people
I
could tell
know.
by your accent. I don't know.
Probably.
But
But
I've been to Ireland.
multiple, yes.
Yeah.
I'm interrupting. Sorry. I can't help myself. Sorry. So where are you located, Cassie? Where is Wild Beach Apiary located?
I am in Port Huron, Michigan.
Okay. And
Yes. Right on the border of Canada.
right on the border. Like, you can literally see the bridge that goes over to Canada, right?
I could see Canada.
Literally. Wow, that's
Literally, yes.
yeah.
I have a question. Are the bees allowed to cross the border?
Yeah.
Um,
Are they Canadian
yeah, they
bees? Are
are. I
they
mean, I
American?
can't really control where they go, so
Is there,
they're free roaming.
any illegal immigration policies with the bees?
There's not. They're on their own.
They're renegades. They're
They
rogue.
are.
That's not a political
No border
statement.
patrol for them.
That's why it's called Wild Beach Apiary.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, now that's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
So, okay, and Cassie,
Cassie's a chef.
Cassie is a chef. She's an amazing chef.
Yes.
Cassie is a
Thank you.
professional chef.
She's been a chef for many years, and she
Over
actually
20.
over 20 years. That's
Yes.
unreal. It's
Do you want to tell
unreal.
us a little bit about your chefing, Cassie? Where you
Sure.
started, where you've
Yeah,
worked?
I was I mean, I started out in Chicago and worked at a bunch of restaurants in Chicago, worked on the Intercontinental Hotel and on the Michigan Avenue, and I ran a upscale sports lounge for many years, and then I went and became a butcher, and then started having kids, and now I'm here in Port Huron. And
Oh,
now I'm actually a chef instructor at the Culinary Institute here in Port Huron. and I've been here for 10 years now.
Where did you study, Cassie?
I went to Lake Cordon Bleu in Chicago.
Fancy pants.
Right.
Fancy
Yeah,
pants.
she's got lots of chef street cred under her belt. So
Cassie has cooked for us both professionally and personally many times.
Yes.
we're so
And
lucky.
It never fails.
No.
Ah,
It
No.
never fails.
I don't know. My kids would say otherwise.
She makes gourmet hot dogs for her kids all the time.
All right,
Okay.
honey.
Well, wait a second. I have a question because Cassie just within the past few years has become an award-winning chef and has
Yeah.
received some pretty outstanding awards in the culinary field. So do you want to just tell us real quickly what those are before we get to the bees?
Well, I became certified with the American Culinary Federation as a certified sous chef, and I have won several silvers and gold medals in cooking competitions through the ACF.
That's awesome.
Basically, yeah.
That's awesome. So you know that I'm speaking to our audience out there, you know that what you're getting, the honey and all the products that she's giving us to
Yes.
give you is top notch.
I will be in another competition here in a couple months too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which competition is this?
It's the Roland Schaefer competition here in Port Huron. It's through the ACF also.
Okay, well, good luck.
Yeah.
You cooking?
Thanks.
Oh.
I am.
What are you cooking?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna do lamb this time. I might try to do two different ones.
Good Irish.
I was just thinking
Good
that.
Irish dish.
Use some Irish lamb.
Yeah, right?
Okay, cool.
Delightful.
I have a few questions about your bees, Cassie.
Okay.
Why did you start doing this? Why did you start producing honey?
Well, I was like researching about bees for, I don't know, probably 3 years. And then my husband one Christmas had like a whole bee themed Christmas gift idea and got me like earrings and a brooch and then a whole beehive. It was like, we're gonna get bees.
He literally gave you a beehive?
Yes, for Christmas.
That's awesome.
It's true.
That's awesome.
So I'm like, okay, let's get some packages of bees sent up. They come from Georgia.
Okay.
And yeah, I just dove right in.
So that was what I was going to ask you. So you had to actually import bees, or you had to buy bees for this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, it's kind of dangerous trying to get your own hive out in the wild. They're usually more aggressive if they've been in the wild.
Right.
So having bees that are used to being around other people and used to a caretaker is a little bit better in most cases. Yes.
Right.
Oh, I see. So they breed the bees specifically for honey.
Yeah. And like there's different breeds also for the honey. Like the ones I have now are Italian honeybees, but there's Russian, and then there's another breed called a Coryllian that I would actually like to try to get that are a little bit more cold hardy than the Italians, because here in Michigan we have some pretty cold weather. And I had unfortunately a couple of my hives died this winter because of it. So
no. But you still have bees left.
I do. Yeah. I do. Yeah.
Okay.
So Cassie, how hard was it to set up?
Like you have to build the boxes, but I mean, like it's just a ongoing going out there every week to check on them, even a couple of times a week in the early stages, and checking for mites and other diseases. There's wax moths and beetles and a whole slew of problems that come take over a hive.
And what can you do if you find these problems?
Well, I did have some wax beetles, a problem with them that took over a hive. And what you basically have to shake off your frames, make sure you get all of the bees off of them. And then you freeze the frames for 48 hours to kill any larvae that would be in there.
Right.
And then for the mites, I use it's like an acid drip that I use to kill them. It's found in nature. It's a all natural acid drip that I do in there, and that helps to kill any of the mites that are clinging to the bodies.
Oh,
So I've heard that now bees, maybe you told me this, like all or almost all the bees have mites.
Yeah, at some
Almost
point
all.
or another. Yeah,
Right.
it's
So it's normal,
because like I said, they were free roaming bees,
right?
right? So when they come into contact with another hive, they'll
Right.
pick up their mites and it just spreads and spreads. So I actually am a member of a bee club here, and we mark on a map where all of our hives are located to
Oh,
see if other, making sure that everybody is treating for these mites to make sure that we aren't spreading it as much or as little as possible.
right. So you really keep up, you have to really keep up on it.
Yeah, the mites will kill a whole colony very fast.
Right. Okay.
well,
That's cool.
so Cassie, once you take the honey, and then you reset the hive or whatever, I don't know the
Yeah.
terminology, but what's the process from beginning to end, like from starting, from putting in a new plate or whatever it is where they collect the honey to collecting the honey? Like, what do you have to
Well,
do? Do you have to do much during that?
well,
That take?
I start out in the spring,
Mhm.
checking on the bees. I have to feed them a little bit before like the nectar starts flowing. And usually in the spring, it's like our maple tree nectar from our sugar maples that they collect.
So,
And then as the summer and goes along, then I add more boxes on top and they keep filling those up. So by the fall, when it's time to collect the honey, I only take the smaller boxes to leave them food for winter. I take out, I shake out the bees. I take the boxes with the frames with the honey on them, and then I have to scrape off the wax coating that holds the honey together. And then I have a spinner that I use that puts them inside. The boys actually love spinning it for me, so I don't have to. But it spins and it pulls out the honey, and then I collect it. I triple strain it just because it's not filtered, it's just strained because you want to leave all those extra little bits of pollen and stuff inside of it.
right.
And I don't heat it either. So it's all like natural, and I have, but you want to strain out any like bee parts or
Mhm.
anything like that that's left behind. And
How long does that take,
uh,
Cassie, from, maybe you mentioned that, but how long is that from like
um
an empty honey pot to a full honey pot?
1 second.
All right.
Well, sorry, what was that again?
So how long does it take from like being empty to being full?
Um, for them to fill up a
Yeah,
frame
yeah,
could, if you have a really strong colony, I could fill up like 3 boxes over a summer.
over summer.
Okay.
Over a summer.
How much? Oh, look where it is.
There's
The
Winnie.
youngest.
It's the little parrot. So 3 boxes. So how many of these would you get in a box?
So, for those little ones, I would probably get like 50 out of a box, I would say.
Yeah,
I just take them to the other end.
good.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. And I had a question now. Oh, what's the difference between, you said you don't heat your honey. What's the difference between
Yes.
heating it and not heating it?
So they say that because of how the fermentation process works, because the bees ferment their own honey, they ferment all of the nectar that they collect. And if it's not properly fermented, if you take it too soon, it will mold inside of the jars. So you have to wait till the perfect time. If um if you heat it, that fermentation process has a lot of natural like enzymes in there that are really good for your gut health and to help with allergies and things like that. So if you heat it, it kills it.
Oh,
And I want to have the most benefit from the honey as possible.
oh wow, that's
Mm.
wonderful.
Good.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
So Cassie, you mentioned the different types of bees. You got bees from Georgia. You mentioned Italian bees and Russian bees and stuff. Or maybe you have Italian bees. Is that it?
I have Italian bees. They were brought in from Georgia.
From
They were
Georgia.
raised in
So
Georgia. Yeah.
does that mean they're literally coming from Italy and Russia and these places?
It's where the original bee was breed came from.
And is that only do you choose your type of bee depending on the type of climate that you live in? Is that the point?
That and other things, please. That like Italian bees tend to be less aggressive, where Russian bees are much more aggressive. And even
Just like
even
the
even the Italian bees, when it comes close to like honey time, like they get very, very much more aggressive and attack a lot more and sting more.
And is there any difference in the taste of the honey depending on the bee?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that it could probably vary a little bit. I know it does actually, because there's some like different types of honey that come from like Mexico and things like that. Also, it depends on the type of pollen that they collect and the
I was
time
going
of
to
year.
ask
That
you
was
that.
my question too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like when I was talking about the early spring with like all of our sugar maples, the honey from that time is super sweet.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't take a lot of it because I want to make sure that they have enough to feed themselves. So I'll take a frame or two just for the family,
Right, right.
because they don't have a lot of it built up yet. But it has a completely different flavor than different times of the year. And the pollen itself, when they collect it on the frames, is like completely different colors and
Oh,
different flavors depending on where they get their
right.
pollen.
'Cause I was looking at yours and it's really not, it doesn't seem super dark.
No.
It
No.
seems lighter.
Yours is this
Yeah.
this honey actually. So
So
we
nice.
this is really
So
really nice
clean
honey. Now I know
tasting.
we're selling this, so
Yeah.
obviously I'm going to say this, but actually,
It's true.
this is delicious honey.
It is.
It's very I would classify it as mild,
Yeah.
and
There's not a lot of clover in it.
It tastes so different than the store bought.
it does.
Yeah.
You really can taste the freshness or something off it.
You can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it tastes
So you're doing a good job.
cleaner for
Yeah,
some reason
thanks.
to me. And could you tell us maybe some of the types of plants that or flowers that the bees around on your land that they like and that they get into and that we taste in here?
Well, yeah, like I was talking about, like, well, there is some maple pollen left over because I only take 1 or 2 frames at a time from that. But then there are lots of different flowers because I do a lot of gardening also. So they just go from all of my flowers to for that the elderberries and there's Juneberry trees around the area, apple blossoms.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Bees tend
listed.
to like a lot of trees, actually,
Oh,
surprisingly
really?
enough. Yeah. And I know it's not a very popular name, but the spiderwort flower, they really absolutely love it. And it's very fragrant and
Right.
floral. And I think that's shown in the honey as well.
Okay. Well, thanks, Cassie. And
I have a question.
let me say
I have a
one.
question.
Stop interrupting. You can talk the whole time. So now I just want to say to our audience out there that if you go to our website, www.theamerican.com, and you just go to the search tab up at the top, the search bar, and type in honey or apiary or beach, any of those, it will bring Cassie, excuse me, it will bring Cassie's honey up. And it will also bring up her scouring pads. And we only have a few minutes left here. So, Stephen, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions about her scouring pads. So this is also part of the Wild Beach Apiary. And I just, like we said at the beginning of this Meet the Makers interview here, we have used these for years and they last forever. So what made you decide to start hand making these? Because people probably don't know, and I didn't know this either, that making these scouring pads by hand is actually really hard on the person who is hard on their hands.
Yeah.
So it's not like just really quickly make it. No, it takes time, and it's actually. Can you tell us about that, Kassie?
Yeah, that's actually why I started making them, because I would go to farmers markets, and when I would find them around,
Yeah.
they would be hard to find. And I was talking to a woman that had made them for so many years, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm done making them." She was older, and I'm like, "Oh, why? They're so lovely. You can throw them in the washing machine and reuse them forever." And she said that they tear up your hands. And I asked her more about that, and she's like, "Yeah, the rough material that you need to scour with actually scours your fingers." And it does, and you can't really wear a glove on it when you're crocheting. So I
Right.
started making my own, and that's how that started, because I couldn't find them very often anymore.
Right, because they're not an easy thing to make, and they're amazing. So
They're hard on the fingers
they're hard on
when you
the
make
fingers.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're washing, you wear the gloves, but when you're crocheting, wearing gloves is you can't be as intricate with
Yeah,
the
it's
right?
difficult. Yes.
Right. So if you go onto our website again, you can find Cassie's scouring pads under the same search words, Wild Beach Apiary or
Found it.
scouring pads. Yeah. So yeah, that's great, Kassie. And I know that you have been talking about bringing in some more products into Wild Beach Apiary. I know you have some
Yes.
projects in the back. I don't know, the back burner, the foreburner. I'm not sure which. No pun
I
intended.
think this year I'm going to actually start trying to do some honeycomb. So
Oh,
honey
nice.
on the
Ooh,
comb. Yeah, I got
okay.
some kits working out for that. So I'll see how it turns out. And hopefully I'll have that this year if they work out okay.
Okay. And I don't know if you mentioned bookmarks, but I don't know if you're still
Oh
going
yes.
out. Yeah.
Yep, working on those too for
For
crocheted
handmade.
bookmarks. Yeah.
Perfect for the
Okay.
books that we
Yeah.
sell.
And the honey, it's American, Italian, Georgian, Michigan bees, but it's nice to have something local from someone
But this
who,
is what we want. This is what we want from the company,
yeah,
from our business. We've always wanted this. We've wanted products from Ireland. We want products from America.
yeah. But I was just gonna
And
say Cassie has an Irish background, so she's proud of that background as well. So she's contributing to the Irish shop, which goes with our Irish tea and our
Cassie's
Irish
got an Irish side
cups from
brand.
Ireland. And hopefully, well, not hopefully, but for sure, we're getting in new coffee from Ireland, from the Belfast coffee
Oh,
company.
nice.
So yeah, that'll go well with all the nice drinks. So the
With
coffee.
your banana sandwich with Wild Beach Apiary honey on it.
Yeah.
There's nothing
If
wrong with a
that's if
banana
that's your thing.
sandwich. There's nothing wrong with a
Yes.
banana sandwich.
The German in me is saying, but
I don't know about that.
But
Thank you,
anyways,
Cassie.
yes, Cassie,
Yes, thank
so
you.
much for meeting us on Meet the Maker at the American Irish Gift Shop. And Stephen, do you want to tell them where they can find us and like us and all that jazz?
Oh, jeez. You know where to go. www.com.
The American. And you can also go onto Facebook at the American. Like us, have your friends like us, go in and see pictures of honey and
Buy some honey.
yeah, buy some honey, and we'll see
Good
you.
for you.
Yep.
Put hairs in your chest. No, don't do that.
And St. Patrick's Day is coming up, so keep your eyes peeled for our next event. So thanks, Cassie.
Thank you, Cassie.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.